Welcome to This is Aurora. I'm your host, Danielle Tofano. I am joined by Trevor Dick and David Debo from the Mayor's Office of Economic Development, the Director and Assistant Director, respectively. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have a lot to unpack and a lot to uncover. In the few months that I've been here working for the City of Aurora, every time that I step out of City Hall onto Water Street Mall, there's always something going on. And so I want to talk about entertainment in Aurora. That's what I want to focus on because that's what I think of when I step onto Water Street Mall. So let's first talk to you, Trevor, about the vision there. What's going on with Water Street Mall and how did that all start?
Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for the opportunity. And Water Street Mall is, I think, a perfect place to start this conversation. It's something that's been envisioned for decades as one of the central locations for entertainment in the downtown area. And as you said, now every day you go out there, there's different things happening, a lot more entertainment. But what we've got planned, the new restaurants that are coming, the different activities that are occurring there on the weekends, on the first Fridays, it really is such a vibrant place for the downtown, and it's only going to get better.
And Debo, I know that this is something that you guys have been working on and will continue to work on in the future. What types of things do you see as far as what we can expect on Water Street Mall?
Well, I think as Trevor indicated, it's just going to be more of that. I think what's happening in Aurora generally is in the downtown especially, is that everything just is feeding on each other. So as the restaurants come in and more people are walking around, we're going to have more entertainment. We're focusing on different events all throughout the year. So I think what's ever happening now, really, we're in a nascent period compared to what I think you're going to see coming forward.
One great example when we talk about Water Street Mall is the venue, and they always have something happening there. And we actually had an opportunity to sit and speak with Sam Dempsey, who is the general manager of the venue, Karen Fouts, who's the executive director for the venue, to kind of get an idea of what they have going on and the mission behind it. So let's see what they had to say.
So the first time you come into the venue, you're going to come in this little door in this little hallway, and you're like, what did I get myself into? You turn the corner and it opens up into this really cool design room where the band's right there. You're going to sit down, take your seat, have a few drinks at the bar, enjoy the show. And depending upon the type of show, it's either going to be, you can get up and dance, you can have fun, or you're just going to want to sit and just enjoy the music and just what that sounds like to you. Our room is tuned really, really well for the system and the type of room that it is. Once you're done, I've not met anyone who has left this place without wanting to come back, simply because the fact that they can get so close to the artist is a big deal for people.
I'm a music nerd at heart. I love the music. I love the space. I love people coming together for a common goal, and that's to build a community around the music. I think one thing that people don't realize about the venue is that it is owned and operated as a nonprofit. And so part of our mission is to build a community around the music and the great shows that we're able to offer at the venue.
You can come see pretty much any kind of music you want. We have a lot of blues, a lot of jazz. We're expanding our catalog as we move forward. And we're really excited about the future and the types of things that we're going to bring to Aurora.
Some of the things that are the most important about our mission is our opportunity and the ability to serve traditionally underserved or underrecognized groups within the community.
And what it's doing is it's kind of helping Aurora become a place that people want to play. We've had a few bands that have actually done really, really well after playing here, using that to kind of help them get gigs out here and help us bring more people to Aurora. Mostly, we hope that you go out and tell your friends that we're here, because that's kind of one of the biggest things facing small venues like ourselves nowadays is there's people just don't know you exist. People know, but not everybody knows. And so we need our patrons' help to get that out there. If you want to learn more about the venue, please check out our website. There you can see all of our shows that are up and coming. You can find out information about rentals, and you can also find out about volunteering, as we are a not-for-profit organization. You can also just come see a show. We look forward to seeing you.
I love specifically that Sam talked about it being a smaller venue, you feel like you're on the stage. In one example, I'm going to throw this at you. Trevor went to a show there, what was it, maybe 2 months ago?
Yes, yeah.
I think it was maybe one of your first shows that you've been to at the venue, experiencing it. And I texted you back because you kept sending me all these videos because you were having so much fun.
Right.
And all I could hear was your Canadian woo woo in the background of the video. But I had to ask you, are you on the stage? It looked like you were right there, and that experience had to have been so cool.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was an amazing band, a Led Zeppelin cover band, and we were sitting up near the front. There isn't a bad seat in that venue.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. And yes, I think I was hooping and hollering a little too much because sometimes the singer would look over at me. So I was like, okay.
They're like, is he in this band?
That's
Should
right,
we
yeah.
let him? Should we give him a guitar?
Yeah.
And they do a lot of work with local school districts too. They bring in kids, and it's just the wonderful work that they do. We talk about that being one of the smaller venues and intimate experiences when it comes to entertainment. But then the other side of the spectrum is these larger venues, the big concerts, and that's what comes to mind for me first and foremost is RiverEdge Park. And this is something, even about a decade ago, it started off with unusable space just outside of downtown Aurora and kind of turned it into this beautiful park. How did that kind of go from that to that, Trevor?
Sure. Yeah, so it started in 2007. The city did a RiverEdge Park master plan. And exactly like you were saying, Danielle, it was old industrial properties, brownfields. It was a place that turned its back on the riverfront. And then the vision at that time was to create something that would promote tourism and bring people with economic development and dollars, and not just to bring people here, but to support the local community. And to see what it's become, as you mentioned, just over a decade later, is just fantastic. It's a great space.
And it's not the end. There's other plans, right, David?
Lots going on the river generally, and it really is about entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship can take a lot of forms. You could work within a city. A lot of the people who really wanted to see that happen, you could see a great potential. Why isn't this? Why isn't there something on the river? But then it takes people to do it, and this city encourages it. We've got plans. You might have seen some dirt is being moved for an apartment complex right down there. I think once people realize what could happen on the river, everything feeds off itself, and that's what's happening there right now.
One of my favorite shows that I saw at RiverEdge Park, this was a while ago, was the Hollywood Vampires. And so it was Joe Perry from Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, and Johnny Depp. Like, where do you get those guys together? Mm-hmm. On stage together. They performed Aerosmith songs and Alice Cooper songs, and even like David Bowie songs, and it's just the eclectic mix. And then they even have cover bands that come in there. It's just nice to see the different kind of music that you get at RiverEdge Park. We actually had an opportunity to sit with Jim Jarvis from RiverEdge Park to talk about what's happening this spring, in the summer, in fall, and even into winter. And I would love to tell everybody and show everybody what he had to say. We're here at beautiful RiverEdge Park, just outside of downtown Aurora. Jim Jarvis from RiverEdge Park, that has a title. I
have this huge long title, but basically it means I work on programming, and I'm one of the management folks at RiverEdge Park.
I don't think a lot of people realize that RiverEdge Park is also associated with Paramount Theatre, also associated with Copley Theatre, also associated with the soon-to-be Stolp Island Theatre. You guys are busy.
We are. So it's all a part of Aurora Civic Center Authority. So this is, we manage this for the city of Aurora. By day and by week, it is a park, and we transform this into a concert venue every single weekend.
But we're here today to talk specifically about RiverEdge Park. You and I have had a lot of great memories here. I want to talk about this summer at RiverEdge Park.
We have amazing lineups, right? We've got 25th annual Blues on the Fox. We got Toronzo Cannon kicking it off on Friday night. We got Robert Randolph headlining on Friday night. Saturday, any one of our artists could be the headliner. We've got Wayne Baker Brooks that's going to kick it all off at 3 o'clock. We got Guy King after that. Joanne Shaw Taylor, amazing artist out of England. And then Big Head Todd and the Monsters, right? You will see these two giant platforms back there. That has been in the works for a couple of years. Those giant structures were built to put in these magnificent jumbotrons. So our job this year, besides booking the shows, was really to enhance the experience for people to be here. Those things are going to be the exact same ones that the Rolling Stones are using on tour. The quality is amazing and great, and they're brand spanking new for this. We're under the Bauer Power of Tower. There's a sound tower here, and there's a new one going up It's going to be such a cool way to open up the park this year. But on top of that, we focused on things like Let's Go Local. So most of all the breweries that we're using this year are all local, right? For our craft beer tent, we've got Alter Brew, Brother Chimp, Sketchbook, Pig Minds. We also, like our wine this year, Tanya looked around, our food and beverage manager, she found Stable Creek out of Plainfield. And the thing is, and you're going to love this, it's pouches of wine, so you don't have to worry about spilling.
Why would I
anymore.
love that? I don't know what you're implying by that.
Because your pockets are full of them right now. If you had turned around, people would see those kind of things. So the directive from Tim, our CEO, was let's make this friendly. Let's make everything, that you can come and see multiple shows on stuff. Things like our beers are either $7 or $9, wine's $10, parking's $10. So besides having great entertainment, like our goal is, let's make this a true value for people.
Well, and I've always said too, so I've been coming to concerts at RiverEdge Park since the very beginning, let alone you guys do such a great job with keeping costs down in general. Just the experience of parking, getting in and out is unlike anything else, a concert experience anywhere in the Chicagoland area. Being able to park, get in your car and go straight home, and not have to wait for 3 hours to get out of a parking lot says something about the experience as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to pay the $10 to park, which is dirt cheap, go to downtown and pay $75 to park, right? Just on the other side of the bridge, the Bower Bridge over there, that entire parking lot is free. Our goal is get in easy, get out easy, have a wonderful time. Everything that we do affects somebody's evening, and we want you to have the best evening possible.
Are you allowed to talk about any of the bands that are going to be here
Sure,
at RiverEdge Park?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we've got all sorts of different acts coming up. I think a couple really cool ones. So we're doing I Love the 90s again. This year it's Vanilla Ice, Kid and Play, Tone Low, Color Me Bad, and Rob Bass. We have other stuff like Get the Let Out. It has sold out for 8 consecutive years.
I love
We're
Get the Let Out.
4,000 tickets sold right now, and it's going to sell out before end and stuff. Yeah, and I say take the Pepsi Challenge, right? I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. Close your eyes. Paul sounds dead on like Robert Plant.
And they change their show every time.
Yep.
Like no one show is the same, right?
So what they do is they have kept a set list of every show they ever played at RiverEdge Park. And then when they come here, play a totally different set list.
I love that.
It's super cool. For those that are loving the classic rocks, you got Three Dogs Night and Asia coming in.
Great.
Never been here before, super fun, super cool. I always say it's the guilty pleasure, and that is our folks, friends, Staying Alive. That they've played here for years. It's the Bee Gees, another one of those where they sound dead on like the Bee Gees. Come out and see those guys. What's really cool is Poi Dog Pondering, right? So Poi Dog started in Hawaii, ended up in Austin, Texas, and then found a home in Chicago. It's their 40th anniversary of Poi Dog Ponding. They're kicking off their 40th anniversary tour in Aurora at RiverEdge Park. So there's all sorts of other shows up on the website. Somebody goes to riveredgeaurora.com, you can see it all there.
So let alone the shows that you put on, I want to touch really quick as we wrap up here. There's other things that happen at RiverEdge Park, including Fiestas in September.
Right.
And then if we look even further into the year as we get closer to the holidays, which I know we're just getting into the summer, that people don't want to think about that, but we have Chris Kindle Market too, which is returning here.
do.
So lots to look forward to. Let's touch a little bit about Fiestas maybe and what
Yeah.
people can expect with that, and then looking ahead to...
So Fiestas is September 7th and 8th. The last 2 years since we've taken over and put it at RiverEdge Park, they've sold out both days of those festivals for those 2 years on stop. It's going to be amazing. We've kind of changed up the hours to make it more friendly for audience members, but believe me, it's going to be totally cool. I would look by the end of June, we're going to announce Fiestas.
And that's like a big Hispanic heritage.
Nothing but a celebration, man, and it's super cool to be a part of it.
And the money raised at that event goes towards scholarships.
100%.
I
So
love
that
it.
money, I think last year it was like $150,000 in scholarship money we helped raise.
Let's talk about then looking into the holidays. Chris Kindle Market.
Dude, we've been working on Chris Kindle Market for 3 months. I can tell you this, Chris Kindle Market's going to be bigger this year than it was last year. Last year, we also did 240,000 people. We'll easily crush that number.
The feedback that we've heard too is that it's great that there's locations downtown, but the in and out here, the accessibility here in Aurora is unlike, I mean, you could take the train literally to right across the street, cross Broadway safely, come in, come out, being able to get in, the affordability. People like coming to Aurora for things like that.
There's more room to walk around, parking's more accessible. Like you can park for free on the other side of the bridge. It's just, I think, it's so picturesque, especially at night along the river.
Yeah.
And this place is lit up, man. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have those.
Or
guys.
take the train. The
Or
train
take
is
the
right
train
there.
down. Right.
Yeah. All right, Jim Jarvis, RiverEdge Park. Thank you so much for taking time to tell us about all the fun things, the entertainment that RiverEdge Park adds to Aurora. We're so excited that you're here. So excited for a fun summer. If people want to find out more, you can visit their website. We'll put it on the screen.
Can I say one thing? That,
Sure.
and I say this all the time, this is a perfect example of when a government municipality gets together with an arts organization and we work really close together, and we've turned this RiverEdge Park or Paramount or downtown Aurora, like we're impacting lives, and you guys have been a big player in it. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you, Mayor, for all your support as well, and Alex and everybody else. It's awesome. Everybody should be working closely with their cities like we are.
We agree.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, Jim talked a lot about the partnership that they, as an arts organization, have with the government entity, and I know they work a lot with your office, they work a lot with the mayor's office. What does that relationship look like? How often are you talking with them? How often are you planning and working with them?
We're probably speaking to them every week, and this is the mayor and Alex Alexandru, the chief of staff. People talk a lot today about public-private partnerships, and this was one of the original public-private partnerships where you could see the synergy between a music venue and an entertainment venue and the city and working together. So we really understand what they're going through. We understand their issues. When there was COVID, there was we were there to support them because they're supporting the city and they're helping make things happen in the city.
And I'm sure that you, Trevor, speak with them all the time about just things going on. And
all the time, yeah. It's communication is key, especially in a partnership like this. And ACCA and Jim Jarvis and his group are so big on customer satisfaction, and they do surveys. And so when there's issues, he knows who to call right away, and we're always here to help him. If it's traffic issues, or I remember even trying to work with him a couple years ago on where the Uber Lyft pickups and drop-offs should be, because that was an issue on Broadway. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic partnership. And we're just so thankful that they do such a great job at the venues that they operate.
And speaking of that building relationship, one thing that I know everybody is excited about is continuing that partnership with that organization for the soon-to-be Stolp Island Theatre. And we had an opportunity to sit with the project manager for the build-out of the soon-to-be Stolp Island Theatre, and we can't wait to show you what he had to say.
My name is Craig Salavi. I am a theater professional. Theater is my life, so that is who I am. The concept behind Stolp Island Theatre began with the idea of immersion. We wanted to be able to bring a type of performance space that the Paramount audience has never seen before. It is something that is very unique and very intimate. Something that we can actually not only have you come and see a story, but you can be surrounded by it. And to create a flexible, what would be called a black box theater space, but to make sure that we have this space that can be turned into anything that we really want it to. Because every time we come through and create a new show, it can be completely fresh because everything can move around. We specifically chose $1 Million Quartet as the first show to put into Stolp Island Theatre because we were looking for something that audiences would be drawn to, and a show that has never been done in the way that we're gonna do it. You walk into the lobby and you shift from 2024 Aurora, Illinois to 1956 Memphis, Tennessee. So as soon as you walk from the lobby into the theater, time has changed. You are on Union Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. You are on the street. You are looking at the exterior of Sun Studio. You are looking at Taylor's Good Food, which was the actual restaurant next door to Sun Studio in 1956. You will be seeing street lights above you. The actual floor will be painted like a street. You will see a motorcycle parked just alongside the curb. And you get to walk into the world of 1956 Memphis, Tennessee on this historic night in rock and roll history. I think this show is important to add to the entertainment in Aurora because it's an experience that you can't really have anywhere else. It's a mix of all of it. It's the theater, it's the show, it's the performers, it's the environment, I've never seen something quite like this. It's going to be very exciting to expand not only the Paramount's, theatrical umbrella, but I think it's going to make downtown Aurora specifically a destination spot. First performance of the show is July 10th. We started selling tickets about a month ago. We sold the first month in 30 minutes. We sold the first 2 months in 48 hours. Tickets are in very high demand because this is a very intimate space, 98 seats. So there are not a lot of extra seats sitting around. And at this point, we're going to be selling tickets through the end of the year. We want you to come visit this brand new jewel in the Aurora arts community. It's a brand new theater with a brand new production of this show in a way that you have never seen it before. Come see $1 Million Quartet starting July 10th. Visit our box office, visit our website, call our box office, send a messenger pigeon, do whatever you need to do. These tickets are going fast. Come on out, see $1 Million Quartet at the brand new Stolp Island Theatre.
I can't begin to tell you how excited I am for this new concept to add to the entertainment value, specifically in downtown, but just Aurora in general. So let's talk a little bit about how this all started and this partnership with the organization and kind of the city's involvement in that, and the discussions that happened early on, David. That had to have been exciting, to keep it to yourself, to not be able to spill the beans, but just to work with them to bring it to life.
They've been speaking about this for quite some time before COVID, and the thing that is so exciting about the ACA Paramount organization is that they do. A lot of us have ideas, but they do. They say, something, interactive theater was getting a lot of buzz maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And they were in New York. They came back and they said, something? Let's make this happen. Let's do it. And they came to the city. We worked with them. And before you know it, the designers were at work and they were, ready to go. And now I can't believe it's here. It seemed like it was a long journey, but it's incredible that it's here right now.
I love being able to see shows at Paramount Theatre or seeing shows at RiverEdge Theatre. But this is literally like you're sitting in your seat, Trevor, and you're not supposed to, but you could touch the musicians if you want.
Right.
It's frowned upon if you do that. But to be able to be there sitting what you feel like is in the studio is an experience that we're adding to this texture of entertainment in Aurora that's unlike anything else.
You're spot on. I'm so looking forward to it. I've never seen a theater production quite like this before. So, we love going to the theater, but to be in an intimate setting like this, it's just awesome. I can't wait.
Whatever they do, whatever the Paramount people do is authentic. The Bold series is authentic. Of course, what they do with the Paramount is authentic. And this will be, obviously, as we heard, authentic. And that's one of the things in today's world that everybody's looking for, and they get it.
You mentioned a couple times, David, about COVID. And I know recovery from COVID, as far as theaters are concerned, not just here in Aurora, but everywhere, has been a topic of conversation. Even in the year 2024, 4 years later, and it's probably going to be ongoing as we continue to recover. And that's been the case for Paramount Theatre. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. They first of all, I think it's incredible how the organization responded. We all know what happened after COVID. It's not that whether people went back to theater or restaurants, it's people's habits changed. So a change of 10% on something that there are millions and millions of dollars worth of budget is a significant thing. And that's why the city is always there with the Paramount, because we look at it in terms of the macroeconomics of the whole city and what Paramount brings to the city. That said, the way they keep their prices very reasonable, so sure they could raise prices and do this, but they try to keep it very accessible to everybody. So if that means that the city has to come in and work with them, we're glad to do it, because whatever investment we do on behalf of the taxpayers, we're all getting back tenfold.
It's something to be proud of too, Trevor. Like when we talk about subscriptions for their Broadway series, let's say, not just the biggest in the area, the largest subscription base in the area, not just in the state, but in the nation. I think we're talking about.
It is.
That's at Paramount Theatre.
Yeah, right here in Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah, #1 theater, a subscription-based theater in the whole country.
Which means people are coming not from all over the place here, which is great for the theater, but it's also great for the restaurants. It's great for shopping and retail because people want to stay here and experience everything that Aurora has to offer.
You're exactly right, and the foot traffic for folks that go to the show or leave the show, and what they can do with the restaurants and even the shops and retail and local. And there's just a buzz in the air too when there's that many people walking around the downtown. It's exciting. The business community loves it. And the more and more shows that we have that we can support our local businesses, the better.
The fact that they produce their own work. I mean, think about the risk that was taken when they decided, Tim and Jim decided, hey, we don't need to just do the touring shows. We are going to produce our own work. I mean, how many people said, really? I mean, are you going to do that? And the fact that now we're talking about it as the large, it's an incredible story. You see a lot of these theaters around the country that were built in the 20s and so on. They're kind of white elephants right now. And they did the opposite. So we are blessed to have them here.
When we talk about the Broadway series, a big part of the success of the Broadway series is Jim Cordy, their artistic director. And we had a chance to sit with him to talk about when it comes to selecting what shows are coming each year, when it comes to the teamwork and everybody coming together to make this a success. And then I even asked the question that I think maybe a lot of people are asking, why are we bringing Cats back again this year? I asked him that question, and I would love for everybody to see what he had to say.
So whenever you come to the Paramount Theatre for a Broadway show, you always hear this voice overheard right before the show starts.
Welcome, everybody, to Paramount Theatre and our production of beautiful Carole King musical.
It's music to my ears. It's kind of like God, but it's not God. It's actually Jim Cordy's voice here. The artistic director here at Paramount Theatre. You also do Copley Theatre, the soon-to-be Stolp Island Theatre. You're all over the place. And you've been here since the very beginning of Broadway.
Yes, Jim Rader hired me in the fall of 2010. And by the fall of 2011, we started our first season.
And what's interesting to me about what's special with the Paramount Theatre and the Broadway series, and I've been coming since the very beginning, is that there's something different with every season, right? So there's 4 shows, and it's like you get a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, right?
Right. It's really geared to serve our audience and to have something for everyone. And then what's been happening, which has been wonderful to be able to acknowledge and identify, is that people find things they didn't know they liked. And that's what I get a lot of gratification from, people discovering the theater and the different types of theater, the different genres of theater. And to this day, I'm telling you, well, now this is my favorite show.
Yeah.
No, this is my favorite show. Well, you said that last time, Yeah, but this one is. That's what I'm loving about how we're doing. The season is picked by our audience, makes suggestions, and we have a collaborative team. It's really Tim's vision that keeps us moving forward.
You mentioned Tim. So people who don't know who Tim is.
Tim Rader.
Yeah, Tim Rader is the CEO.
President and CEO, yeah.
I think it's unique. I've known Tim for quite some time, as you have, and I don't think any other theater organization that you visit, whether you're at RiverEdge Park or here at the Paramount or Copley, I have noticed myself, I've been at RiverEdge Park, and I literally see Tim Rader, who's everybody's boss, cleaning out garbage cans, picking up garbage from the floor, doing things, serving beer or whatever. And it's, when you mention that it's a team effort, it literally is that way with everybody, right?
It sure is. And I think if there's any kind of key to what keeps us moving along so successfully, it is seeing that in everyone, that everyone knows they have ownership of what we're doing, that they're heard, they're seen, and they bring their skills, they bring their perceptions, and that's what keeps making everything better, rather than one person knowing it all.
we talk about Paramount Theater and the Broadway series and what makes what's happening here so unique. The subscription base just blows not just this general area, not just this state, it blows everybody out of the water.
It's funny, having the largest subscription-based theater in the country essentially means you have the largest theater-going audience in the country right here on Stolp Island in Aurora.
It's pretty amazing.
Downtown Aurora, which is amazing. But we have this incredible building that very wisely became a landmark. The building wasn't going anywhere. And when they hired Tim Rader in 2010 to start trying to alleviate the losses it was experiencing, that was like our whole renaissance.
Yeah.
Ever since, it's taken on a life of its own.
Another kind of special thing that I think maybe not a lot of people know about what Paramount does for the community is making shows here accessible to everyone. You know, if something maybe isn't quite affordable to you, or if you need assistance because you can't hear a show, can we talk a little bit about some of those services that are available?
Sure. We have Pay What You Can performances in the first week previews of every show in Bold and on Broadway. And there are all kinds of discounts. There are group discounts. There are student discounts. There are same-day walk up to the window college student discounts. What's really been important to me is getting people to go to the theater for the first time. But that whole thing of, oh, theater's not my thing, musicals aren't my thing. Yeah, I've lived here all my life and I've never walked in there. I'm like, oh, we're here for you. You know, this is like for you, and you won't believe how affordable it is. Because of our audience support, we can keep developing. Being a not-for-profit, this isn't a commercial theater. We're not here to make money. We're here to serve community, serve artists, serve our audience, and that's what we all rally around. And that's what everybody here cares about.
Let's look ahead to the next Broadway season.
The next season.
And there's some, you can look right over our shoulder and see some really great shows that are coming. And first, let's talk about those. And then there's one that actually looks a little familiar that I want to ask you about. But let's lay it out. Let's talk about our next Broadway series here at Paramount Theatre.
Okay.
So what do we got?
We got a full Monty.
Yeah.
It's outrageously funny. The score is great. Great music. Great characters. Everyone's going to be able to see someone they know in these characters, if not see themselves in these characters. It's a really good time about friendships, family, and how a crazy idea can really be a life-changing thing.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
What comes after that one?
Frozen.
You know the families are going to love this.
I know. Get your tickets now, everybody.
Yeah.
It's a big family show. And I don't know if our viewers have ever been to Paramount for the holidays, but the Grand Gallery is decorated. You couldn't imagine a more festive holiday way to get the family together and see a full orchestra doing just incredible looking sets, very lush, and great performances.
You're not going to want to miss that one.
Yeah.
After that, we go right into The Waitress. That's exciting.
Very exciting. Katie Spellman is directing and choreographing. Formidable talent.
I think that's one of the cool things about shows similar to this is that you know the storyline, and every time you see it, you can identify with maybe the same character or a different character every time you see it because you're at a different place in your life.
I am very proud of that we look at how every show, no matter when you've seen it or how old it is or how new it is, how relevant it is to where we are in our lives now, which brings out things in it consistently that you haven't really noticed before.
That actually brings me to the question that I was going to ask you for the last show of the next season. The Broadway series at Paramount, because I feel like I've seen the show Cats here before, and it's coming again to the Broadway series. And so I guess I'm just curious why it's coming back.
Because people want to see it. Well, we're doing Cats because nobody wants to see it. No, we're doing Cats because people want to see it.
Yeah.
Well, and again, they don't even know what's in store. Because it's not going to be a Cats you've ever seen anywhere. I promise you.
You guys have always done such a great job with that, though. Taking a story, staying true to the storyline and being respectful to the storyline, but making it your own and putting a Paramount twist on it, so to speak. But like I said, staying respectful to what it is.
The authors,
so
yes.
It's not going to be a carbon copy of what people saw a few years ago when Cats was here. It's going to be different. Yeah.
No, it's not going to be a copy of any Cats. And for me, it's just undeniable the originality that they're bringing Cats.
I just love that you can see his excitement bursting in his face. Jim Cordy, thank you for joining us. We can't wait for the next Broadway series. Everything happening here at Paramount Theatre.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you taking time.
Thanks.
So we touched on a couple different entertainment aspects in Aurora. We did the venue, we did Stolp Island Theatre, we did RiverEdge Park, we did Paramount Theatre, and this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to entertainment options in Aurora. There's so many other things that we didn't even get to touch on. What are some things, even if we were to do a rapid fire as we close out our show here, what are some other things that come to your mind when it comes to entertainment?
French 75, jazz night, just wonderful. Wednesdays, Piazza.
Yeah, Riverfront Playhouse, another long-standing venue in the downtown.
Yeah.
Ballydoyle, Two Brothers.
Even stuff that the city of Aurora puts on, I mean, in partnership with Aurora Downtown, First Fridays. We had Food Truck Festival. There's always something going on.
You go to La Quinta, there'll be music there, all over the place. Kind of the Austin of the Midwest we're becoming.
Right, so there's always something happening in Aurora, in the downtown, and there's no shortage of entertainment here. And I think that kind of wraps up to the whole point that I wanted to make with this program with you guys is entertainment directly impacts what you guys do in the Mayor's Office of Economic Development, because it helps your mission, right?
It does. Economic development, I think as we talked last time, really is about enhancing the economic prosperity of the people who live here and the businesses. And when people come, then the restaurants happen and the different shops, and it all kind of jobs are created. So we're just excited to support whatever businesses, industry. This is an industry that really everybody has a different. All cities have different mechanisms. Could be an insurance company that has a big employer. This city, this downtown, is really thriving with the entertainment aspect.
And it kind of adds to it, like people want to be part of that, right, Trevor? When you see, this is just one aspect of businesses that are either considering coming here or wanting to stay here, they see these cool things going on, they're like,
Right.
I think I want to be part of that.
Yeah, it definitely gets Aurora on people's radar, especially new businesses, and it helps our job because it's helping us market the downtown and the city as a whole. People want to be here, and it's just such an exciting time to capitalize that, and they see the future, and we do as well.
All right, well, David Debo, Trevor Dick from the Mayor's
Thank you.
Office
Thank you
of
very
Economic
much.
Development. Come see a show, come to a concert, come to a festival. There's no shortage of things to do as far as entertainment's concerned in the city of Aurora. Thank you.